Today I want to talk about the movie Brink. This movie, of all Disney Channel original movies, is the single most important movie in my entire childhood. I loved this movie. I watched this movie so many times. My parents wouldn't buy me the rollerblades with the grinding plate in between the second and third wheel. You know what I mean? So I actually took a wrench, or I guess an Allen wrench and a screwdriver, and I had like the normal rollerblades that didn't have the part in between the wheels, and I took off the two middle wheels. So the rollerblades only had the front wheel and the back wheel. So it had this whole empty plastic part that was wheelless, and so I could grind on a rail, if I found one, using these makeshift fake out grinding plate rollerblades. I was loving this movie. I did everything Brink, right? Plus, because it was the late 90s and early 2000s era, my jeans were huge, just like in that movie. The joke that the dad says about letting the air out of your jeans, that's exactly how I dressed. Well, that's how they sold the jeans. What am I supposed to do? There's no other way to find jeans. But I remember putting on knee pads under my jeans, because that's the cool way to do it. I remember I had a bike, you know, like the bicycle helmet that was more like an oval that kind of pointed, and I was desperate to get one of those more form-fitted helmets that all the cool rollerblades kids in the movie had. Man, I love this movie. Near my house, we had these two massive hill streets, and one was way bigger than the other. But I would go to the one nearest my house, the smaller of the two, and we pretend we were doing the downhill race, right? You start at the top, you just go for it, right? And you go as fast as you can, you get to the dip. It was crazy. I don't know how we didn't hurt ourselves. I didn't try it on the big hill though, because I knew I would probably die if I tried. It was like 2 or 3 times longer than the small hill, so that would have been nuts. But I do remember we went over to that large hill and we chickened out and didn't go down it. But on the way back, we saw some yard in that neighborhood. They had this rail that kind of went horizontal and then it dipped down. It was a grinding rail. It's in somebody's front yard. I didn't know who these people were. So we went to their front door and we asked them, hey, can we use this grinding rail in your yard? And I remember the woman who lived there said, sure, but maybe do it in the grass. So if you fall, you don't get hurt, because I don't know who you are and I don't want to deal with anything if you get hurt on the street and scrape up your knee or whatever, right? So that's fine. So we just stood out there for like hours. We'd go to their yard and we'd run and we'd grind. My buddy, his parents actually got him the dope, awesome, legit skates with the actual grinding plates, but I was using my fake out ones with the missing wheels. But it worked just fine. It was so sick. I even got a grinding rail for Christmas one year. I was really into skating, man. This was a good time. Anyway, back to the movie. The Disney movies, like the animated Disney movies, I really never got into. I kind of feel like they were the immediate generation before me. But the Disney Channel original movies, that was right where I lived. You know what I mean? That was right my age group. I loved Disney Channel original movies. Every Friday night was a new Disney Channel original movie, and you know I was there watching it every single Friday night. Brink, though, I could probably quote that entire movie. It changed how I looked at sports, to be honest with you. Up until that point, I had only played like baseball and maybe basketball. I never thought about these non-team related sports. Rollerblading, skateboarding. I might have had a scooter once, things you can kind of do on your own time. I never really thought about it. There was a skate park in my hometown, and we would go there, and we didn't know what we were doing on these ramps, but it was fun, man. It was a good time pretending like you're Brink. But the movie itself, great movie, a lot of heart, super fun. It really made me wish I could go to California at the time. I wanted to go to that skate park, the Pit, where they were skating. They said it's at Venice Beach. I don't know if that's a real place at Venice Beach. They might have just made that up for the movie. But man, I was desperate to go check that out. There's like vert ramps, quarter pipes at the beach. That's the coolest thing you could think of as a 10-year-old. My little brother, a couple years ago, like bootlegged Brink for me on DVD and gave him to me for my birthday. And I remember putting him in my DVD player, and they were like super low quality and fuzzy, but man, I loved it. And these movies, though, they're on Disney Plus. Talk about nostalgia. Some people think you get nostalgia watching like Star Wars. Go back and watch some of these Disney Channel original movies. It puts you right back where you were, 5th grade, 4th grade. The idea that you could make money skating is insane. I would have joined Team X-Blades, absolutely. Couple $100? Oh yeah. Please go watch Brink. It is the best Disney Channel original movie, hands down.